Hi, I'm Tim Sneath, a Principal Program Manager for Visual Studio. One of the biggest areas of investment in the latest release of Visual Studio is installation. You told us that you wanted us to make the installation of Visual Studio lightweight and fast, to install just the components you needed, and to make the installation less impactful on your system. Well, with Visual Studio 2017, we've worked hard to redesign the entire setup installation, with the goal of greatly reducing the time it takes to get up and running with Visual Studio, so you can spend less time staring at an install progress bar and start working with your code more quickly. The Visual Studio IDE comes in 3 different editions, so you can pick the product that suits your needs. Community is a free, extensible, and fully featured IDE for individual developers, open source projects, education, and academic research. It supports languages and frameworks such as C++, .NET, and now Node.js, Python, and R, whether you're targeting the web, a cloud-based service, or a mobile app. Secondly, Professional offers powerful tools and services for small teams, including features like CodeLens that help you quickly understand how your code is used. And lastly, Enterprise enables full DevOps capabilities for enterprise developers and teams, along with real-time productivity features like live unit testing and live architectural dependency validation that enable you to get real-time feedback and reduce the time before code flows into production. The minimal installation of Visual Studio 2017 is 10 times smaller than in the last version. The foundation of the product is what is called the core editor. It's just a few hundred megabytes in size, but it contains the essential elements of the product that are common across languages, including syntax-aware coding, source code control, and work item management. Even in such a small foundation, the core editor includes a TextMate-compatible language service that provides keyword colorization, IntelliSense, and symbolic search for over 20 languages, including Markdown, PowerShell, Ruby, Perl, Go, and Swift. Lastly, we added the ability to work with any folder without creating a Visual Studio project or solution. Now, layered on top of the core editor, we've taken the other tooling and SDKs that developers need, and we've packaged them into workloads that represent a few common developer experiences. We think of these workloads as being like a set menu you might order at a restaurant. They're a good starting point to help you get up and running quickly. You just pick the workloads that match the kind of development you're doing, and we'll install everything that you need to be productive. We ship with nearly 20 different workloads out of the box. For Windows developers, we have workloads for Windows 10 UWP development and classic .NET desktop development. We have workloads for web developers, whether you're using ASP.NET, Python, or Node.js. We have a workload that provides all the tooling you'll need to connect to Azure Cloud Services. Workloads for mobile app development with Xamarin, Cordova, or C++. Workloads for game development with Unity. Workloads for data science with R. Even a workload for Linux development. If you want to tweak and customize, you can turn on or off the individual components that make up each workload. Our goal is to give you a tailored environment with everything you need and without any of the clutter of tools you're not using. Lastly, we've worked hard in this release to reduce the system impact of a Visual Studio installation. We install fewer system-wide dependencies by default, moving a number of required components to be local to Visual Studio. We've moved all the Visual Studio application-specific assemblies out of the global assembly cache and into our own application folder. And we've vastly reduced the number of entries we write to the system registry. As a result, Visual Studio installs are now far more isolated from the rest of the system. They uninstall more cleanly. And we anticipate you'll be able to trial previews and betas of forthcoming releases side by side with your production installation of Visual Studio without worrying about conflicts between them. For more information and to download Visual Studio, go to visualstudio.com. While you're doing that, watch some of the other videos about what's new. And once you've had some time in the product, tell us what you think. Just select Help, Send Feedback to report a problem, provide a suggestion, or just to rate the product. Have fun with Visual Studio 2017, and thanks for watching.